Hey guys, Happy New Year. I hope you've had a great first week of 2018. It's been pretty good for me. I just wanted to say that this video may be a little awkward because I'm making the content after I record this instead of before, so it might be a little challenging, it might be a little odd, but I only have a few hours over each week to record these days because it's always so noisy and I want you guys to have a pretty decent recording to listen to, so bear with me. And there's probably gonna be some dogs barking in the background as well. But yeah, that's enough for excuses, and let's get started with the video. So I wanted to spend this video talking about 2017 and kind of my artistic improvement. I think it's good to reflect, and it'll be helpful for some of you who are interested, who are my followers on Instagram, are also artists. So the picture I'm showing you now, hopefully, is one that shows my first painting of 2017 and the first painting, well, not the first, but my latest painting of 2018. And it's a pretty big difference, at least I think so. It represents a lot of improvement and progress with my art. I realized there are three main topics that I learned to embrace, and that's perspective, anatomy, and proportion. Before, I didn't really understand any of those things. I would just, use distance measurement to draw. And that can help you with your proportion and your perspective, but it's really not key if you want to be an artist that creates stuff. It's great if you just want to copy references. Distance measurement is all you need. If you can measure the distance between every point and render that point with a pencil, you can make some fantastic artwork. But I want to create stuff, so I had to really figure out how to learn those three things. I'm going to be showing my original portraits throughout this video, and you'll notice that I use the grid system there. If you look really closely, I would draw a grid on an old piece of art. I would draw a grid on a photo reference and use that, transfer the grid onto a larger piece of paper, and just try and copy it. I made a lot of artwork like that for my friends in middle school and onward, and it was okay. I learned how to render with a pencil. I got comfortable with pencil, and it was okay, but I wasn't really going anywhere with it, even though I had a lot of encouragement. And then I moved on to some stuff that I made in some high school art classes, and this was a public school, so when I say an art class, it really wasn't much. Even the AP art courses, it's really just for the kids who are good at art to draw more and get some credits out of it. But at least then I kind of developed my conceptual thinking mind a little bit and got a little bit of introspection into who I was as an artist. And some ideas of what kind of art I wanted to do. Later on, I did a few more, maybe one, I don't know, more pencil portrait. It was actually of Daenerys Targaryen in the Game of Thrones. It was half done, but that one was kind of nice. I don't know if I'll be able to find it to show you guys, but I kind of stepped away from the reference a little bit in that one because I wanted it to look good by itself, which is something I never did. Then later on I put down the pencil because I was in architecture school and I didn't really have time. But what I did have time for was improving my renderings in school. So for that I needed a tablet to draw digitally, and so I purchased one, a really basic one, and I started doing that. I did something similar to style how I do now, but I got lazy, it took forever, and I wanted to do what everyone else was doing in digital art at the time, which was these really cool cel-shaded drawings. I wanted to be the popular guy on DeviantArt with all the comments and stuff, and the cool girls, and the poses and all of that. But I had no idea how much those people worked to be able to render and make those kind of artworks. So I ended up tracing a lot of stuff. It looked terrible. I had all these bold lines and this really weak shading and color understanding. It was just a mess. I don't know if I'm going to show you any of those. Maybe I will. But I did that for a while, then I stopped. And then I got to a point where I was half and half. I wanted to draw something from my own hand, but I still wanted to have that kind of cell style because I didn't believe I could render something by hand as well. So that's the picture on the left you see. It's a combination of being able to shade and draw something from my hand only, freehand, but I still wanted to keep those lines in there. And there's a few more paintings I did after the one on the left that I posted on Instagram, but I've archived them because they're really not that good. Maybe I'll show them here in the video. And it's really, they were just bad. The lines on top of the weak rendering under it, it's just, it looks so weird. And yeah, I stopped again for a while. I started sketching. The first 3 posts I made in my Instagram, that's around that time, and I was really happy with those. But I stopped because, you know, my life had a huge transformation after graduating college. But then I started drawing again later on in the year, and I was sketching again in my notebook. But I kind of got bored with doing studies, and I knew I had to move to digital art soon because that was going to be where I settled down with my artwork. Yeah, I'm not traditional, if any of you were wondering. I'm not really going to do anything traditional for a long time. I don't plan on it. I decided I had to start doing digital stuff, so I went back to my Wacom tablet, but it was so stressful because there was a disconnect with my hand looking at the screen and my hand somewhere else. I know that there are some great artists that can work like that, but it just didn't make sense to me, because one of the skills is developing your technique to connect your mind and your eye and your hand as one system. And the eye to hand coordination is a significant part of it, and you're messing it up by, at least the way I think it is, you're messing it up by trying to draw with a tablet without a screen. And the Wacom tablets were really expensive that did have screens. And my lifestyle with my new job, I just could not find the energy anymore to draw at a computer. So I decided to get the iPad. And everyone else was getting it on Instagram at the time, so it felt like a really good purchase, and now I can say it's definitely worth the money. But it was fantastic because it also, since I didn't have Photoshop, I could really focus on drawing and not all of the little brushes and settings and all of that. So that's when I started making the paintings I do now, and every single one I would agonize over what is going on here, what can I improve, what is I lacking on, and how do I do better next time. And I would compare, I would overlay the drawing and see, okay, I understand why I was flattening this, you know, I got this part off because I didn't understand the proportion here and the perspective here. Have a decent skill to do those studies for, so that I can post them online. So I think that's a really great thing to do if you're starting out, to really focus on one area, because it'll help you market yourself if you're interested in doing that, because you'll always have something that you can share with others, and your studies will be a lot funner for you to do because you can attach them to something that you can draw well. So eventually I'll start doing portraits with, you know, hands and different poses, you know, a lot of model-esque poses and stuff. So yeah, this is where I'm at now. That type of social media. It's better for me to place my introspection in somewhere that's a lot more relaxed, like Facebook, and then keep Instagram quick and engaging and fun, you know. So I want to start using my Facebook page more. I'll link to that somewhere. This time on my latest post, and I'm thinking of doing another. Encourage you to subscribe. I'm going to make videos with a lot of cool content that no one else is going to tell you about in art. I'm going to be telling all the secrets and documenting my journey as a documentary. But no, seriously, I'll appreciate it. And I really will. I'm the kind of person that's going to engage a lot, so feel free to